Shalom and good day, all. This is Tehillim29 back again for another DC review, and in this DC review I'll be covering the Batman Audio Adventures issue 6 along with Batman Dawn of DC issue 135 Legacy 900, but it'll be probably be put down as issue 135 on the title. So I'll now get things organized as to which one I'll be reviewing first. So first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which we have Batman going up against some more of the characters that are connected to Ra's al Ghul, and I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end. So as the story begins, we have Batman going up against basically some of Ra's al Ghul's goons, and he goes into do his best to protect some things happening at a race track. As the story advances, we get to see a little bit more happening here. Of course, we end up going to the Gotham Foundry with Batman, along with what's about to happen there. And we also learn that someone else who is also present in this story is Scarecrow. We, of course, return to catching up with Killer Croc. And finally, last but not least, towards the end of the story. So for the internal art, I gave it a 7 out of 10. It could have slightly been cleaned up a little, but apart from that, did it take away from the story? Let's find out. So first things first, did we get anything in the area of time? Sure enough, we did. We had meanwhile and also just then being used in relation to address time. Though it would be nice to sort of like see it maybe addressed as sort of like 30 or 20 minutes later, something like that, just to help carry the story over. The location to which this takes place, we have Gotham. We also had the Narrows Clinic. We also had one of the towns, or across town, being used. We had the Scarecrow's secret lab, and also something called Somewhere. So, a little bit lazy, I do admit, but did it take away from the fun of the story? Not so much. Cast of characters consisting of Ra's al Ghul, Batman. We also had Violet Bump, Mama Dragna, Goose Dooley. We had the Penguin, Killer Croc. We also had someone going by the name of Spinner Paddlefoot, to which I think is meant to be the character of Robin in this, sort of like trying to infiltrate and expose. But it wasn't very clear in that. But overall, for the story rating in this, I give a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Batman issue 135. So, as we begin to move in Batman issue 135, first questions first, do these covers in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence, the first one does, the second one not so much, but I still gave it a rating anyway. For the first cover, I gave a 7 out of 10. For the second cover, because I like it so much, because we actually get to see all of the Robins here. My only somewhat criticism, mainly for this one, is that it would have been nice if they gave Damian Wayne here the rebirth Robin suit, because he's better known for that one than this one. But for the overall rating for that one, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. So now it's time to move into the internal art, to which we'll have a look around the beginning, middle and end, and I'll use the variant cover for that. So as the story begins, we have Bruce Wayne, Batman, starting to work on going up against the character of the Red Mask, who is Darwin Halliday. We get to see a little bit more of what is happening with the character of Darwin Halliday. As the story continues, there's a bit of fighting that goes on, and also Bruce consoles others, as well as sort of like addressing the people of this universe, and knowing that they're different versions of the main ones that he knows in his own universe, he still puts his inch of respect in. We finally move into the multiverse jump scene, and we get quite a number of appearances until Batman finally comes up back up against Red Mask. And last but not least, at the end of the story. So for the internal art, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the story rating. So first things first, did we get anything comic reference-wise? Sort of like any indication to any of the previous issues? No, we didn't. Next is the area of time. We didn't really get anything in the area of time. But the areas that we did get were in the area of location and cast. I'll move into location first, which we get Gotham, the GCPD, and of course the things that make the connection to the multiverse, to which we get to meet the other Batman of the multiverse. If I were to include something a little bit additional, which I think would have helped this story, is maybe indicate the actual multiverse numbers of where these take place. Like when Batman goes into the multiverse. That is my only smallest criticism. As it would also help with the story, but also to show what you're doing with the character. Next is the cast of characters. We had Batman, we had the Rodent Man, we had Red Mask, who is Darwin Halliday. We had Leslie Tompkins and Alfred make an appearance here. We also had Firefly come in and play a bit of a hero in this universe, which is something you don't normally see, as he was going against sort of like against the evil Man-Bats. We also had the character of Punchline, we had Alexis, and also Terry McGinnis, who we also saw, plus the characters that make up the multiverse Batman. For the overall rating in this, I give it a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.